There's a lot of elements in this movie that don't exactly give me the right kind of excitement. First and foremost, I would point my finger on the pacing because it is kinda a slow building movie. First, you are thinking it's gonna be a straight up poker movie when you are looking at the beginning, but it ends up being a sort of a cross between a mystery movie and an action movie with a bad plot. It also takes a lot of time before you realize it's gonna be a high stakes poker game between all friends, and that moment is built up in the beginning. But when it turns out this is not what it's really about, you already established the first weak point of the movie. So people, yes, they might say this is a beautiful movie about friendship and something like that, but to me, it's really a lack of edge. Because the plot is very thin, with this military system that Jake and Drew are the ones selling. I'm not very crazy about the sentimental mood of this movie either. I absolutely understand that Jake's life's journey is about him going to die in a couple of months, and that it tries to tell the story of life as a game, but you never really get invested in that story as a concept. More generally, I also have the feeling that when his daughter finds out about the illness and the art robber suddenly crashes the poker game, it all feels very messy, and many of the events don't really make any sense. I feel if you actually would have had more focus on the poker game and less focus on the conversation between the characters, this would have been a lot better movie. Because the title is Poker Face after all, and it doesn't really feel like that. Because most of the time it is just that, a lot of talk, but there's nothing actually happening in the story. Actually, the opening 10 minutes, when they all had an argument over a poker game as kids, was actually more entertaining than all the scenes in the rest of the movie. And that says a lot about the lack of excitement in this rather dull type of movie. You lack good acting here as well, and even in a movie like The Greatest Speed Run, they had better acting. Of course, that wasn't a top movie, but the acting didn't feel as hollow and flat as it did in this movie. Movies like this that tries to tell a story about something and then tries to pack it in to a more philosophical view of life as a game can often lead to weak results. And that is absolutely the case here, because I know Russell Crowe can do a lot better, but here he just disappoints me big time. It could also be the case that you like this one better than me, but I would just look at this one as a thin movie about friendship and your choices in life. That's why I will only give it a 4 out of 10.